Hi everyone, good to see you all. Today we have a quick lesson, so let's get started. There are actions that we as people do every single day, whether that be brushing your teeth or feeding your dog. But let's say you are a corporate pre-law student. One of the main actions you must acquire is reviewing a case and constructing a brief. From my personal experience, I have taken a law theory class, an entrepreneurship class, and 2 business law classes at Shasta College and UC Davis. Each of these classes had their own agenda, but what they all had in common was the need for folks to be able to analyze a lesson plan, but most importantly regarding corporate law, be able to figure out, set up and analyze the case briefs. Business law is not simply rules and regulations passed by federal and state organizations and legislators. Being able to read and understand judicial opinions are critical to obtaining a robust understanding of business law. One method specifically is briefing. To brief a case, one must read the case thoroughly, taking in many points, and then write up a short synopsis of the case. A standard brief contains information from the overall case following the manner of Dr. Nancy Kubris from the 5th edition Dynamic Business Law textbook. She explained that the 5 categories are case name, citation, facts, issues, ruling, and reasoning. And from these just listed, one can create a short guide to any case that contains all the relevant information to understand the case. Now, let's go into more detail of what information is typically included in each of the 5 areas of a standard brief, along with a real-life case used for example. Our first section is the case name and citation. This information is used to identify the case and includes the case name, court-making decision, and year the date decision was made. For our example, we would be referring to the Morse versus Frederick case. We found that the court was issued with the Supreme Court of the United States in 2007 and included the needed citations. The second part of our briefing process is the facts section, which is used to provide relevant background information from the case to facilitate a full understanding of what led to the case and what happened for the courts heard on appeal. This section should include relevant background information, arguments made by the plaintiffs and defendants, and any other decisions made by lower courts. Regarding our example, Morse, who was the principal of a high school in Alaska, allowed his students to stand outside his school and watch the Olympic torch be carried past the high school in 2002. At the school-sanctioned and supervised event, several students held up a banner consisting the phrase, "Bong hits for Jesus," which Morse found the banner advocating for illegal drug use and told his students to take the banner down. Frederick, one of the students with the banner, refused and was later suspended. Frederick sued Morse, arguing Morse violated his First Amendment right to free speech. The district court ruled in favor of Morse and said that no First Amendment violation occurred. Frederick later appealed and the Ninth Circuit reversed the decision. The superintendent and school board both supported the principal's actions, yet the Ninth Circuit agreed that the activity was school authorized and that the message was pro-marijuana use. However, the Ninth Circuit argued that the school threatened a substantial disruption and thus his First American right was violated. Morse then appealed to the Supreme Court. Here we arrive at our third section of the briefing process, which is the issue that the court has been asked to adhere in hearing the case and should be phrased in a question pertaining to the legal matter at the heart of the case. From our case specifically, we ask the question, did Morse's act requirement to the take down a banner and then suspending Frederick for his refusal violate Frederick's First Amendment right to free speech? This is where we arrive at now our fourth section, which is the ruling. This refers to how the court answered the question and identified the issue portion. In addition, for cases heard on appeal, it is frequently advised to include the effect of the briefed opinion on the lower court's ruling, such as whether it's affirmed, reversed, or remanded. Our notion for a ruling is, no, Frederick's First Amendment right to free speech was not violated due to the Ninth Circuit's opinion being reversed and remanded in favor of Principal Morse. Finally, we now arrive at our fifth section, and that's our reasoning portion, which elaborates on why the court made the ruling that it did regarding the issue. To be helpful, the ruling section should be kept brief and should contain what are the substantive legal reasons given for the court ruled the way it did. For our example, we see that the Supreme Court reasoned that Frederick's speech is properly understood as school speech, as it was at a school-sanctioned event during school hours and on school property. As a school speech case, the school is allowed to limit the specific ways in which limits Frederick's speech rights. This prevents his unfurling of a banner supporting drug use and a blatant violation to the school policy. The pro-drug message was clear and there is no reasonable interpretation existing for what the banner meant other than to support illegal drug use. Another reasoning factor that's found is that Judge Alito wants majority opinion to be understood as not impinging upon a student's rights to comment on political or social issues. Students have a right to political speech and social commentary, but they do not have a right to advocate drug use in public schools. And there you have it. Congratulations. You have all just completed analyzing and constructing a brief. Case briefs are valuable reference guides and are helpful in avoiding having to read an entire case in order to know just what the court decided. In this case, you get right to the point. Knowing where to look is the opinion, detecting the pattern of the judicial writing, and understanding the nuances of wording that the court used will become an essential and beneficial skill of an effective and efficient advocate for your client. That's all for today. Thank you all for stopping by and have a great weekend. I'll see you all on Monday.